Mensik is the champion.
I can't lie, people that bet on tennis must be fuming. Wow, tennis is special. How can a player that was losing in challenges last week come into the tournament injured, beating one top 10 player and two top 5, win 7 tie breaks in a row, and just go and beat your tennis idol, the GOAT, the greatest? I can't be arsed, man. In a time where people have been focusing on other rising stars like Joao Fonseca, Mensik has well and truly stolen the spotlight and has proved that he is the upcoming player that we should all be talking about. This final between Djokovic and Mensik wrote itself. It was mentor against prodigy, a master against the student, as Djokovic was gunning for his 100th Masters and Mensik was going for his first.
My tennis inspiration is Novak Djokovic.
Mensik has openly called Djokovic his idol as he grew up closely emulating his game and even trained with him at Djokovic Tennis Center in Serbia. But now here they were. And yeah, I can't lie, on paper, me and a bunch of you guys were thinking that this is gonna be a walk in the park for Novak. He beat him in Shanghai and was the clear favorite heading into this match. But as we all know, finals are not won on paper. Mensik showed no fear at all heading into this game. And if he was nervous, he was not showing it in this final. Mensik used his big serve, massive ground strokes, and really went toe-to-toe with the GOAT early, which led to a 3-1 early lead in that first set. And it was very clear that this match was not going to be a walk in the park for Novak. What made this final even more dramatic were the crazy conditions, as the match was meant to start at 3 PM local time, but heavy rain delays pushed the match deep into the night around 9 PM local time. So that was like 3 AM in the UK. And yeah, throughout the first set, I felt myself nodding off a bunch of times, but what woke me up was this.
Oh dear, that looks nasty.
Yeah, Djokovic took a nasty fall in that first set. And I'll be honest, when I saw that, I was kind of like, well, he's not moving too great. He might just retire like he did against Zverev in the Australian Open final. So I was like, great, I can go to bed.
Well, that's one of the best defenders we've ever seen.
Again, Djokovic.
Got sleepy time's over, little motherfucker. Let's go.
But yeah, he's the goal for a reason, and he managed to push Mensik to a tiebreak in that first set. And yeah, both tiebreaks in this match were very strange for Novak. The humidity was around 89%, and throughout the match, you could definitely tell this was taking a massive toll on Djokovic. The way he was looking was really like worrying at times. Like I thought he was dead gonna just collapse on the court. Like I was praying in these tiebreak or within the game, he'd take a few like medical timeouts or something.
Fighting for his life out here.
He needs some milk.
But meanwhile, Mensik has been a complete demon in the tiebreaks. For this match, I think he won 5 out of 5 tiebreaks. I think 1 against Draper, a few against Taylor Fritz, and I think 1 against Arthur Fields as well. Throughout both tie breaks, but more the second one, Mensik's serve was crazy. His returns, oh my God, the way he was placing that ball deep in the court was such a good watch. And watching Mensik was literally just like seeing like a prime Novak with those returns. And yeah, so Mensik took the first set. Djokovic then raised his level in that second set, but Mensik just hung on just enough until Djokovic started to fade.
Is he okay this time?
Late in that second set and also in that final tiebreak. And in that second tiebreak, Mensik again remained cool and finished the match off in 2 very convincing tiebreaks. And since Mensik's win, I've seen a lot of people talking more about Novak and how he's, you know, washed, which I'll touch more on a little bit later. But I think we need to appreciate more how well Mensik played in this game, and based on the level he was showing, his opponent in that final didn't matter. He was winning either way. He stuck to the game plan, utilizing his strengths, and in tight moments he was truly invincible, something that's really unheard of for someone just aged 19. This is also a very good moment for just Czech tennis in general, as this year the Czech ATP players have been on fire. If you're from Czech or you're to support the Czech players, you must be loving life right now. Although Novak was battling issues, a lot of issues, we can't take away from the brilliance of Mensik, and I feel like this breakthrough is gonna propel his career to the next level. Anyway, let's move on to talk about what was going on the other side of the net. It was obviously, you know, a painful loss. I'm a big Djokovic fan, and yeah, every time he loses, it is just upsetting because all you think about is all the good times of when he was just unstoppable, and he came so damn close to getting his 100th title, which sounds crazy just saying that. Like, he's won 100 trophies. I ain't gonna lie, where do you even put them at this point? He's got to have a different house where he just has trophies. That's the only way. But by the end of the match, Djokovic looked completely spent, and always with an all-time great like Djokovic in the twilight of his career, a lot of questions are gonna arise after this loss, and one of them that I keep seeing before the tournament and even now is that he's washed. And I hate that term so much because how can you call that guy washed? He just got to a Masters final. I feel like we got a pump that breaks on the washed term. Like, yeah, he's no longer invincible in every final. To label him as washed, finished, you know what I mean, should retire, ignores everything we just witnessed at the Miami Open. Joker's level of play in this tournament in Miami was by far one of the best I've seen of him in a long time. And it kind of reminded me of how he played in 2023. One thing that improved a lot in Miami was his first serve percentage, which at Miami went back up to an elite level, a huge improvement from his previous tournaments. And in 2023, what really separated Novak from the competition was his serve placement, and through the late stages of his career, this is something that he's really been doing well, and if he can keep that up throughout the year, he's definitely gonna get that 100th ATP title. And beyond the serve, Djokovic's overall dominance in Miami was so good. And I found this stat called dominance ratio, which is basically the ratio of points you win to the points your opponent wins. And the DR of 1.0 means that you're dead even. And anything above that means you're winning more points than your opponent. And the higher it goes, the more you're just killing off your opponent. For context, the average DR for top 10 players is around 1.2. And in Miami, Djokovic's dominance rating in the matches he played was 1.69, which means that he was winning 69% more than his
It's not too bad. No.
But obviously one tournament isn't a huge sample size, but these stats just go to show that Djokovic is not finished yet, man. And I really feel like the Joker camp can only take away positives from this tournament based on these numbers, which obviously leads to the next question of where does Djokovic go from here. Of course, it's the clay season, and there's no secret that Novak's 2024 clay season was pretty damn rough. But then came the French Open, where Djokovic found great form again, but had to withdraw in that quarterfinals with that meniscus tear, leaving us only to wonder what would happen if he remained healthy, and that if he didn't get injured, he could have got to the final against Alcaraz last year, and who knows what could have happened. But what we do know is that in the summer of 2024, his knee was somehow strong enough to claim the Olympic gold medal on the clay in Paris, beat Alcaraz, and show that he can still conquer the clay. So that leads me to think that he's going to carry on that same form into this clay season. But obviously the Olympics are best of 3 matches, and it's not the grueling best of 5 format that we see in Grand Slams. One thing you can take from Miami is that yeah, Novak can win when he wants to, but maybe he can't maintain that same level throughout a whole tournament like we've just seen. So when Djokovic goes through Monte Carlo, Madrid, Rome, maybe he'll get to every final, but then maybe he just falls short at a couple of them because of that endurance and his age. But still, does this mean that he is washed? No, man, come on. But I don't want to shift the attention too much to a crazy triumph that was for Mensik at the Miami Open. To have the guts to go and beat your idol is just crazy. And if anything, this loss for Novak may fuel him even more. And he's probably going to be extra motivated heading into this clay season, as he was so close. He only lost 2 tiebreaks. But for now, let's give Mensik all of his credit. To be honest, if I'm being critical of Mensik, yeah, he can beat Djokovic. With this kind of form, he could probably even beat Alcaraz, maybe even Sinner. I'm still gonna say Nishikori in 5.